Give us today our daily bread. This is the only petition in the Lord's Prayer that deals with physical blessings. All 6 of the other petitions deal with spiritual ones. Jesus is stressing that the spiritual is more important than the physical, and yet he still includes this petition in this model prayer. Notice that Jesus chooses his words carefully. He says for us to ask for bread, not cake. He doesn't say, give us this day everything our heart desires. No, he says bread. That means what I need. In our culture, it can be tough for us to distinguish between wants and needs. Can you guess what consistently comes in the top 5 things people look for in a new house? They want lots of storage, lots of closet space. Why is that? It's because we need a place to store all the stuff that we've accumulated. It's easy to turn bread into a request for cake. But have you ever noticed, even when God gives us cake, we find ourselves praying, that's the Christian word for complaining. We find ourselves praying that we didn't get the frosting that we wanted on the cake. Do you see the problem? That we do well to model the wise proverb writer who prayed, give me neither poverty nor riches, but give me only my daily bread. Because we're praying for bread only for today. I sometimes think about how good I have it when I look at some of the problems that I have in life. You know, I'm driving somewhere, I'm using my phone's GPS to get there, but that sucks power, and it says to plug in, but I forgot all 4 of my power cords at home. Ugh! Don't you hate that? Yeah. That's a first world problem, not a third world problem like finding clean water or food. There was a time when Christians didn't have first world problems. They had third world problems. They lived hand to mouth. There are a lot of Christians today that live that way. In Jesus' day, a man would get paid at the end of the day for that day's work. He would work in the fields, collect his wages at the end of the day, he'd head home, and on the way home, he'd buy food to provide for his family. You could see that if somebody got sick for 4 or 5 days, real hunger and tragedy could hit the family. You were only one good bout with the flu away from real hunger. And so Jesus teaches people then and people now to trustingly pray, give us today our daily bread. He doesn't ask us to ask for our annual bread. He wants us to trust him every day to provide. What about retirement? What about rising healthcare costs? What about my kids' braces? What about... Jesus just says, don't worry. If I take care of grass and birds which are worth nothing, won't I so much more take care of you? Aren't you worth more? And the answer is absolutely. You are worth Jesus' precious blood. Your Father will take care of you. Jesus says, trust me. Only pray like this. Give us today our daily bread. Do you sometimes struggle with worrying about your daily bread? Comment below. Also, share this with your friends. Click subscribe, because tomorrow we're going to be talking about forgive us our debts. So, what did you just pray about? Did you pray it or just merely say it? That's not a new temptation for us. There was a monk in the Middle Ages, his name was